Welcome to Wouldn't You Want to Know? Today, we will learn on how to solve quadratic equations by extracting the square root. One of the easiest methods on solving quadratic equation is by extracting the square root. First thing you should know is that most quadratic equations that can be solved by extracting the square root is that b must be equal to 0. And most of the time, the constant term is a perfect square. But if not, we need to simplify by applying the rule in simplifying radicals. And one thing more, not all quadratic equations is easier when solved by extracting the square root. Anyway, I will be showing examples as we move on. When using this method, we need to see to it that the constant term will be on the other side of the equation. So if not, transpose it to the other side because it is easier for us to extract the roots on both sides of the equation. Let's say the quadratic equation is x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. I guess most of you understand that 25 is a perfect square. Same is true with x squared. So what you will do next is just transpose on the other side the constant term. I always make mention that when a term is transposed on the other side, the sign changes. So if it is positive, transpose it to the other side, it becomes negative, vice versa. So if negative 25 will be transposed on the other side, this will become x squared is equal to 25. So from this equation, there will be no problem to extract immediately the square root. And that is x is equal to positive and negative 5. We need to include the negative root because we will be using this when graphing a quadratic equation. Another example, let's say our quadratic equation is x squared is equal to 36. So 36 is again a perfect square and it is already on the other side of the equation. So what you will do is just take the square root of both sides. So the square root of x squared will be x, and the square root of 36 is positive and negative 6. Another, we have x squared minus 100. So again, 100 must be on the other side of the equation. So we need to transpose 100 on the other side of the equation. So the equation will become x squared is equal to 100. So take the square root of both sides. We have x is equal to positive or negative 10. So what if the constant term is not a perfect square? So let's say our example is x squared is equal to 72. So 72 is already on the other side of the equation. So what you will do is to extract the square root of both sides. But the problem right now is that 72 is not a perfect square. So extracting, we have x, which is equal to square root of 72. Now, if we are going to simplify square root of 72, we need to find factors of 72 wherein one of its factors is a perfect square. So let us start dividing it by 2. So if we will divide 72 by 2, we have 36 as the quotient. So meaning to say that 36 and 2 are the factors of 72. And 36 is a perfect square. So we now have x is equal to the square root of 36 times 2. Take the square root of 36. So we have positive or negative 6 square root of 2. So if the constant term will always be a perfect square, and a will be equal to 1. It is very easy to use extracting the square root as a method when solving quadratic equation. And of course, you need to remember that b is equal to 0 when using this method. What if our quadratic equation goes like this? 2x squared is equal to 50. So as you notice, a is no longer equal to 1, or a is not a perfect square, and the constant term is also not a perfect square. So what you will do first, for us to use extracting the square root ECF, is you need to divide first by 2, or divide it by the coefficient of x squared. So, dividing it, the equation will become x squared is equal to 25. So here, x squared is equal to 25. X squared and 25 is already a perfect square. Take the square root of both sides. We now have x is equal to positive and negative 5. Thank you for watching. Wouldn't you want to know? And for our next video, I will be discussing to you solving quadratic equations by factoring. Bye! One of the easiest method on solving quadratic equations is by extracting the square root. One of the easiest method on solving quadratic equations is by extracting the square root. First thing that you should know when using the method by extracting the square root is that first thing you should know is that most quadratic equations can be solved. First thing you should know is that most quadratic equations can be solved How about if our quadratic equation goes like this? If we are going to extract the square root of both sides, as you notice, we have here a square of a binomial.